The phone buzzed on the nightstand, its screen casting a cold blue glow across the bedroom. My heart lurched, not from the sound but from the name flashing. Claire. It was 2:17 a.m. Why was my wife's best friend texting her now? I reached for the device, my fingers trembling as if it might burn me. The notification preview taunted. Miss you already. Last night was. The rest was locked behind her passcode, a digital wall I'd never breached. My chest tightened, breath shallow, as I stared at the phone, its light now dimming like a fading pulse. Lila slept beside me, her breathing soft, oblivious to the storm brewing in my skull. I wanted to shake her awake, demand answers, but the weight of 8 years together pinned me to the mattress. Instead, I lay there, eyes tracing the familiar cracks in our apartment ceiling, each one a map of doubts I'd ignored for months. Her late-night work calls, the way she angled her phone away when texting, the vague Instagram stories, blurry city lights, wine glasses, no tags. I told myself it was nothing. People drift. Marriages ebb. But that text, those 3 dots trailing into secrecy, felt like a blade slicing through my rationalizations. Morning came, gray and heavy, the Seattle drizzle smearing the windows. Lila was already up, humming in the kitchen, the scent of coffee curling through the air. I gripped my mug, the ceramic warm against my palms, and watched her scroll through her phone, her lips twitching into a smile. Work stuff? I asked, my voice tighter than I meant. She glanced up, her hazel eyes catching the light. Yeah, just emails. You know how it is. Her tone was light, but her fingers hesitated, a split-second pause before she locked her phone. I nodded, swallowing the urge to snatch it, to demand why Claire was texting her at 2 a.m. Instead, I let the moment slip, the silence between us thick with unspoken questions. The day dragged, my mind replaying that notification like a looped video. At my co-working space downtown, the hum of laptops and clinking coffee cups faded into a dull roar. I opened Lila's Instagram, her latest story a photo of her laughing at a dimly lit bar, captioned late nights, good vibes. No location tag. No mention of who she was with. My thumb hovered over Claire's profile, her grid a mix of artsy coffee shots and cryptic quotes about living your truth. I clicked her story, a mirror selfie, her dark hair spilling over a leather jacket, the background unmistakably the same bar as Lila's. My stomach churned. Coincidence, I told myself. They're friends. Friends hang out. But the doubt festered. That night, Lila said she had a client dinner. Late one, she mumbled, slipping into heels, her perfume sharp and unfamiliar. I nodded, my eyes on her phone as she tucked it into her purse. Have fun, I said, the words tasting like ash. The door clicked shut, and I was alone with the hum of the fridge and my spiraling thoughts. I opened our shared Google Calendar, something we'd set up to stay connected during her long work hours. Her evening was marked client MTG, 7 to 9. It was 9:30 now. I refreshed her location on Find My Friends, a habit I'd sworn I'd never indulge. Her dot pulsed at a bar downtown, nowhere near her office. I grabbed my keys, my pulse hammering in my ears. The drive was a blur, rain streaking across the windshield, the city's neon lights bleeding into the night. The bar was crowded, all exposed brick and low lighting, the kind of place where secrets could hide in plain sight. I spotted her in a corner booth, her laugh cutting through the music. Claire was there, leaning close, her hand brushing Lila's wrist. My throat closed. It wasn't just the touch, it was the way Lila's eyes softened, the way she leaned into Claire's space, their intimacy a language I didn't speak. I stood frozen, the room tilting. A guy bumped into me, spilling beer on my shoes, muttering an apology. I barely heard him. My phone buzzed, Lila texting. Dinner ran late, heading home soon. The lie stung, sharp and cold. I wanted to storm over, to scream, but my feet wouldn't move. Instead, I slipped out, the rain soaking through my jacket, my mind a tangle of heartbreak and rage. Back home, I paced the apartment, the hardwood creaking under my steps. Her phone was always locked now, her notifications silenced. I'd noticed it weeks ago but brushed it off. Work stress, I told myself. Now each memory felt like a breadcrumb leading to this betrayal. The late nights, the girls' trips with Claire, the way she'd stopped sharing her day with me. I opened my laptop, my fingers shaking as I logged into our shared iCloud. Her messages synced, a digital confession I wasn't ready for. Text to Claire, months of them. Can't stop thinking about you. He doesn't suspect anything. I love how you make me feel alive. My vision blurred, tears mixing with the glow of the screen. Love. The word gutted me. I'd loved her through every fight, every doubt, every moment she pulled away. I thought we were rebuilding, that her distance was temporary. But she'd been building something else, with Claire, in secret corners of our digital life. When she came home, the air crackled with tension. "You're up late," she said, kicking off her heels, her voice too casual. I held up my phone, the screenshot of her texts glowing like an accusation. Her face drained of color, her eyes darting to the door, then back to me. "It's not what you think," she started, but her voice cracked, betraying her. "Not what I think." My voice was low, trembling with fury. "I saw you, Lila. At the bar. With her." The words spilled out, raw and jagged. "How long? How long have you been lying?" She sank onto the couch, her hands twisting in her lap. "It just happened. I didn't mean for it to go this far." Her voice was small, but it carried no remorse, only fear of being caught. "Claire and we connected. I didn't know how to tell you." "Connected?" I laughed, the sound bitter. "You're my wife, Lila. We share a life, a home, a fucking Netflix account. And you're connecting with your best friend behind my back." She flinched, but her eyes hardened. "You stopped seeing me," she said, her voice rising. "You're always working, always distracted. Claire listens. She gets me." The words landed like a punch. I wanted to scream that I'd been there, waiting for her to let me in. But the truth stung. I'd missed the signs, buried in my own routine. Still, her betrayal wasn't my fault. "So you lied? You built a whole secret life." My voice broke. "You didn't even try to fix us." She looked away, her silence louder than any confession. The room felt too small, the walls closing in with the weight of our shattered trust. I grabbed my jacket, my keys, anything to escape the suffocating truth. "I'm done," I said, the words final, cutting through the haze of her excuses. As I stepped into the rain, my phone buzzed. A text from Claire. "I'm sorry you found out this way." I stared at it, the audacity searing through me. I didn't reply. Instead, I blocked them both, their digital presence erased with a tap. But the real erasure, the untangling of 8 years, the unraveling of who I thought we were, that would take longer. The rain hid my tears as I walked, the city swallowing me whole, its lights blurring into the shape of my broken heart.